Greetings, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever it is, wherever you are, hello, and a very warm welcome to the channel. The sun is hiding and the magpie is casting. Coming at you guys right now with a live 1 versus 1 battle featuring spawning in the north. It's going to be the Soviet forces of IIPLIICaptainSPrice. And spawning in the south, playing as the Wehrmacht pieces and locking in an early Ostrapan doctrine. It's going to be the Wehrmacht pieces, which I already just said, of Spander. Looks like Price has also gone ahead and locked in some partisan tactics. Woohoo! So looks like we're going to have a pretty entertaining match here. The map, of course, is going to be Faymanville Approach, which I'm now going to start pronouncing correctly. I was called up on that by some fellow casters. This map is not actually called Faymanville Approach. I have no idea why I've always called it that. Yeah, I've been brought to rights, banged to justice, all that kind of thing, and I am now going to be calling this map correctly Faymanville Approach. So seems like we've got the customary barbed wire setup here coming down from Spander. This is pretty typical. We see this almost all the time. It just makes life really annoying for Price because it's going to make it much harder to try and decap this fuel point just here. I guess it's one of the advantages of spawning in the south on this map, perhaps. Up to two squads of Strippen. We've got an MG42 coming out onto the field here for Spander. Price doing pretty pricey things. He's gone engineers into snipers. Special rifle command, of course, was the choice off the bat for him. Looks like he's just going to cap an Ostrapan here, right between the eyes, and another. So this sniper play obviously is slightly weaker against Ostrapan than it would be if there were, you know, grenadiers or weapon teams running around out here. But it will still be very effective, and Price, you know, he's one of these guys who can micro snipers all day. And you know what, actually, oh no, for a second there, I thought he was saving up a little more manpower. I thought he was going to go for, pardon me, a second squad of snipers. Looks like he actually values going the medics this early when he opens with the scout sniper squad, and I actually really think this is really smart. This means that he can obviously heal those snipers ASAP. It surprises me that he didn't go for a second squad of snipers, or even just another unit first. But you know, Price is very much a player whose judgment I respect. He certainly knows what he is doing, and this is clearly optimal, or you know, most efficient in whichever way he values the most. So yeah, going to be going for those early field medics. The engineers in the north got forced back by those pioneers, of course, just caught that on camera. And actually, you can see from the minimap, owing to the fact that the Ostrapan with a start here, Spander actually has way more squads, so he's just out there capping. His squad's also just better in a heads-up fight. Ostrapan can brush aside engineers and snipers if they get close to them. So Price is having to play this one slightly more defensive, slightly more passive, a little more on the back foot, and you know, that's a story which is reflected in the minimap. Look at all that. You know, we got double fuel. We're shortly to have double muni for Spander, who's also got 2 of the VPs. Price doesn't even have 1 right now, so he's actually bleeding at 2 per tick. And, you know, this is actually not a good start, really. Looks like he's going to be putting down some mines here. They are, of course, the TM-35. I always forget what the Soviet mines are called. TM-35 mines going to be deployed on the doorstep of the base. A little bit of a safeguard for later. Price possibly suspecting that he may have to be playing this one defensively, and the enemy units may try to take a dive into his base. Now, we've got the first squad of partisans out on the field. So these guys are going to be rocking and rolling. You can't have a party without partisans, and Price likes to party, so 222 going to be the choice here from Spander. Now, I don't actually know. I mean, he hasn't seen these partisans, so I don't think he knows. I don't think he can know that it's partisans just now. But in any case, I actually quite like 222s against partisans. Yeah, they can get quickly destroyed by the partisan tank hunters, but they're very efficient against partisans in general and well microed. You know, you should be able to avoid the tank hunters for long enough for that scout car to be efficient. I've seen, I can't remember who it was now. I think it was maybe FK9DD, used a double scout car tactic against the partisans of, I can't remember. But it looked actually reasonable. It looked reasonable, and it forced, the T-70 was the only thing that could come and answer those scout cars. By then, they've been quite efficient, so anyway. We'll have to see here if Spander's going to be able to get the same value for money out of this 222. Looks like he's immediately going to cause a fallback on that squad. He has to be careful, because as soon as Price has 2 command points, these buildings become hazards, like massive hazards. Because obviously the tank hunters can pop out and they can just immediately fire a Shrek, throw the AT grenade, break the engine, and actually that's probably enough damage to kill a scout car, but just in case it wasn't, they do of course then fire the Shrek again. And you're looking at a lot of damage there. Actually the scout car kind of getting awkwardly caught out, so these PPSH is getting some damage upon it, but I don't think it's really a cause of concern. And yes, the second scout car can be coming out. Obviously Spander does now know it's partisans, and he clearly follows my line of thinking in that the 222 scout car is pretty decent against these geezers. So Price is beginning to look slightly stronger though. You know, he's got more squads under his command. He's pushing out in the north and the south of the map, as you can see on the mini-map. And he's going to be challenging Spander, who's just had to fall back a number of his squads. One of the Ostripin squads here is already back in the base, having to reinforce. So Spander's map presence right now considerably taxed. I mean, I suppose he does have the two 222s. Lol, love having to say that. Oh, but the mines are good. Wow, Price knows it. He knows that Vermac players will go at 222s against partisans, so that mine placement, very tactical and really nicely done. No! No, there's another set of mines here. Spander, no, don't do it! Oh, oh no! Oh no. Oh no. Wow. Well, that's pretty harsh for Spander here, getting wrecked twice by mines. He should have known that there would be more mines. I mean, this was so risky. He hasn't had a mine detected this whole game. He's already lost 1 222 to mines. Not sure I can follow the reasoning of just diving in, but I suppose that's easy for me to say. I am God Mode Observer up here. Oh, now the partisan tank hunters are here. They're going to capitalize on this stricken 222, and that is going to be the end of that unit. Now, we do have the elite Panzer Grenadiers entering the field now. These guys have got fantastic game against partisans, as long as the assault partisans don't get up on top of them. You know, they can cut them down to size pretty quickly with those STGs. So I'm hoping here for Spander that this is not going to be a quick game, but he is falling behind. 26 supply under 34. A lot of people seem to get annoyed at me, by the way. I've noticed this. Whenever I say, oh, 25 supply under, you know, 34 or whatever, they say, oh, this isn't StarCraft and Magpie. It's not supply. It is, in fact, population or PopCap or whatever. But it all means the same thing to me. It is basically the same thing. So I just, you know, supply is what I learned it as. I used to call it supply way before StarCraft. Well, okay, probably since StarCraft 1, actually, but way before StarCraft 2. So it's just, that's second nature to me. It's supply. I'm going to keep calling it that, and if you don't like that, then lol. Yeah, I mean, look at the minimap, actually. Price, quite the reversal here. Up to 4 squads apart. So these Ostripin are being turbo risky. The 2-man squad here. Oh my god, that could so be focused down. It's not gonna be, though. There comes the fallback. Wow, these Ostripin really wanted to form a rifle line behind the green cover here, rather than just running in. Spander there, slight miscontrol, possibly away microing something else. The Panzer Grenadiers are going to be solo capping up here in the north, which is, you know, valid and worthwhile. Price is closing this score gap right up, which is nice. And a 251 half-track is on the field. Flamethrower, or shall we say Flammenwerfer, do they call it the Flame Projector? Yeah, Flame Projector upgrade is, pardon me, is coming up on that one. But this 251 half-track has to be careful. Look, there's a squad of tank hunter partisans just kind of flanking here. Looks like Price is going to try and take a shot. Oh, it's a miss! Wow, who gave that guy the Panzer Shrek? Damn. Oh man, these partisans. Too much vodka. So yeah, and we're also going to have a fight in the north shortly. These Panzer Grenadiers are going to go and defend the fuel point here. Spander actually not looking too bad. He's been able to get his MG42 into a reasonable position. I'm a bit worried about this building though. Price could spawn partisans out of that building. How much are partisans anyway? 210? Get lost. But the 251 Flame Projector is in the base. There are no mines, but there is a tank hunter partisan here. Whoosh, bam, there comes the Shrek round, and that's going to go down as well. That's not a cheap unit. That's like 30 fuel, 120 munitions. Spander here playing it very, very recklessly, and I don't agree with that. And he has been punished for it. Whoa, Panzer Grenadiers taking a point-blank fight against partisans. Whoa, that's one they just take. Wow. Stalin's little girls. So yeah, apparently partisans really do kick ass and take names, even point blank, 1-for-1 against partisans. I do rather hope, given the differential in the costs between those units. But yeah, 2 squads of Ostripin, 1 of Panzer Grenadiers. The T-70s, when they come, are going to be backbreaking at the moment. Now, actually, the T-70s could already pretty much have been on the way. Price has a lot of fuel, so Spander's in luck that there's none of those coming. I think Spander basically has to play this next phase of play very defensively. He needs to get an MG42 like on this wall somewhere and just play his Ostripan on the flanks nicely, maybe get a mortar, and just look to lock down north and mid VP, I think, whilst he, like, you know, saves up for a pack gun. Or, like, I don't know, just... That to me, I think if he keeps throwing squads out onto the map, he's just going to get caught off guard all the time by walls of partisans. And there's the snipers out here, which actually, you know what? Partisans are quite small. They're only 4-man squads. A sniper of his own might be quite nice, and we do see him stacking some manpower here. So perhaps that's the plan for... Oh, wait, hang on, Spander. Oh, he skipped his infantry company. Ooh. Okay, I didn't notice this till just now, but okay, so that means obviously he can't build mortars or snipers. He can back-tech very cheaply, though, to the infantry company, so if he really wants them, he can have them. Usually when I see Ostripan commanders open up with the quick, like the mechanized company, I do like to see a rapid back-tech to the infantry company. It just shores up your unit selection choices, allows you to go for a much more effective composition. You know, I generally see it's about a 50-50 split between Ostripan commanders. Some of them back tech pretty rapidly, others leave it until, like, even after they've got other tech. I do like the rapid back tech, but, you know, Panzer Grenadiers are pretty good against this entire roster here from CaptainSPrice at the moment. And if he keeps saving munitions, you know, they'll also be his insurance against a T-70, although we do see the Tank of Battalion Command coming down right now. And at the present rate of munitions income, I don't think that Spander's actually going to have enough for the Panzerschrecks. So he's going to need to buy a pack gun, I think, or else he just loses to a T-70 here. But we'll see, we'll see. I mean, that Tank of Battalion Command has to finish, and then the T-70 has to build, and then the T-70 has to start doing damage, and actually maybe there'll be a window here where the Panzerschreck upgrade could come down in time to actually help. But I don't know, it's going to be close for Spander if that's the case, as I take a sip here on my drink. Fruit smoothie, the drink of choice this morning for your caster Magpie 842. A sugary, fructose-enriched mix of mangoes and passion fruits here. Very tasty. These Ostripan, though, not having such a tasty experience, getting dackered down by a lot of partisans, they're going to have to fall back. Wow, these partisans really are doing work. These pioneers getting interrupted midway through constructing a minefield, which actually Price is sort of standing in, so that's a bit of a hazard. He might have to be careful with that. Nice attempt, of course, to mine up the point there. Whoa, these Panzer Grenadiers! Oh no! Oh no, just taking one bad fight here. I think they were already too wounded, so these partisans were just more than a match for them. Looks like they're actually going to escape, though. I was worried about that. They're on very low health, but they are going to escape, so that's fine. Now here comes the pack gun. This is good. Spander recognizes that he needs to respect the T-70, which incidentally is now on the build queue and about, you know, 25% complete. So he's going to have a pack gun, which is going to help him control where that T-70 can and can't strike. But, you know, pack guns look very fragile in the face of this many partisans. So this pack gun is going to be quite the glass hammer, and if it gets shattered, Spander's going to be in a really bad spot. And, you know, he's still quite a long ways away from getting the munitions for the Panzerschrecks. So this T-70 going to be could be a real issue. No actual fighting going on just now. This MG42, there we go. I get restless without the sound of gunfire in this game. It's so unnatural. As I take another sip on my drink. Oh, that's good stuff. That is refreshing. So, yeah, Spander actually amazingly able to grab 2 of the VPs and connect his fuel. So this is really nice. Now here comes the T-70. Let's pay close attention as I take your brain to another dimension. No, seriously, let's pay close attention here to how CaptainSPrice decides to deploy the T-70. It looks like he's going to bring it up to the north where some Ostripan are actually engaging, at point-blank range with these partisans. The T-70 is going to be a mission too far here. The fullback comes down in good time, actually, here for Spander, who may be able to exfiltrate this squad nicely. 3-star squad of Ostripan are ready here for the Faust if they can, if the T-70 approaches, and the pack gun is repositioning, but this is a very dangerous location for the pack gun. A lot of ways it can be approached here by partisans, so he's gonna get it deployed in a lovely position here at the back. The T-70 is in arc. Biff! There goes the first hit. Lovely stuff. And he's not going to get a second hit, but he is going to just curtail this T-70 for now. Meanwhile, behind all this, there were Panzer Grenadiers. Oh god, they're being hung out to dry completely here. Just too much stuff. Snipers, partisan tank hunters, engineers, regular partisans, too much stuff. And there could be a squad wipe here if this scout sniper can find the hit on this retreating. Oh, Panzer Grenadier. Oh, Friedrich goes down in his prime here, and that is a bitter blow for Spander, who, if he... Wow. I just think if he could have got that squad out of there, he'd be in really good nick. As it is, he's now firmly on the back foot. This is dangerous now. A grenade is going to find this MG42 as well. Biff. That's actually not going to take it out. Touch unlucky, perhaps, for Price there. But yeah, this is like turbo dangerous times right now for Spander. He is on thin ice. A saying I find nice. Is that a demo charge? Oh, Price, you're a bad man. Oh no, not the other Panzer Grenadier squad. Oh no. Spander, buddy. I feel for you. Okay, so I think one of the models on that Panzer Grenadier unit was just out of the range of the demo charge, so Price opting not to blast it. Either that or he wasn't paying attention, but I think even if he was paying attention, he wouldn't have blasted it because, like I say, one of the models was just too far out. And you know what? I think the next choice pretty much, I don't know, getting a Wehrmacht sniper is so risky when you know your opponent already has scout snipers on the field. It would have been nice, but you know what, though? The mechanized armor Campanile is finished, and now we've got T-34s coming, and Spander's just not prepared to deal with this. Like, let's just check the tech here. Okay, Battle Phase 2 is coming, and then he's still like a few minutes away from a Panzer IV though, like 3 minutes at least. So this T-34 is going to have an epic window to slap him around. He needs to get Shreks on these Panzergrens like right now. Oh no! The T-70 wipes the unit of Pioneers. Spander down to just 5 units now. These Ostrapen are going to try and like pursue for a Faust, but it is all for naught. The Pat Gun's actually going to get turbo aggressive and move forward here. Not sure about this. This is a very risky position here because now look, here comes the T-34, and with the T-70 and the T-34, he could probably just overrun this Pat Gun. I mean, we'll have to see if that's going to be, you know, what happens, but he could if he wants to. Forced to replace the Pioneers is Spander. That's another 200 manpower, basically going into a unit with no combat efficiency. But, you know, if he doesn't replace these Pioneers, he cannot actually purchase his support armor corps. So, you know, he, like, that is a tax that is imposed upon him by the Emperor of Famenville, who at the moment is CaptainSPrice. And he's got no choice but to pay the price. Get it? God, that was terrible. So anyway, yeah, these Ostrapen here taking a really risky engage. What is the MG42 doing out here? There's a T-34 here, bro. So anyway, the Pat Gun gets deployed in a nice position, but the T-34 is going to use this line of sight blocker here very nicely. Although it's actually going to come back out. Bang! Biff! Take some of that, you Russian armor. Oh god, boom! Oh no, there go the Struppen. And back down to 5 squads again is Spander. I mean, you just can't... You just can't keep doing this and stay in the game, so I do believe Spander's life expectancy in this one probably limited, you know. I mean, it is not 100% over, but he is down into the low percentile odds, although that's a nice pickup. Yeah, suppressing a large amount of partisans there. That's going to buy him a little bit of breathing room. That's actually really nice. And it's small things like this, you know, anything he can get right now is massive, because he is essential. I mean, he's not actually dead, but he's like standing there dizzy, spinning on the spot. And CaptainSPrice, the announcer, has just said, "Finish him!" And CaptainSPrice is advancing menacingly towards him. We don't know what Price has planned, but we're going to find out. And unless a miracle comes through here for Spander, he's going to be getting uppercutted into some ceiling spikes or frozen and then shattered with a lethal punch. You know what I'm getting at. So this is danger right now for Spander. Listen to that. 'Tis the sound of silence. As I have a sip on my drink. Now, Scout Sniper's taking the mid-VP. To Spander's credit, he's actually still got a munitions point, a fuel point, one of the victory points, which given the top right and the top left, if you look at these two parts of the screen, I would not have thought he'd be capable of holding. So, absolutely, you know, Spander's still fighting to the best of his ability. It's just that ability is so minuscule right now because of the amount of losses he's just been taking throughout this game due to Price's punishing partisan style. Ain't no party like a partisan party. And, wow. No, don't lose your Pioneers. Don't do it, Spander! There we go, he's going to fall back. But, I mean, he's just manpower bled so heavy. Look at the amount of squads he has to reinforce here, and he's got, like, no manpower. He does, however, he does have a Panzer IV on the build queue. And all hopes for the Axis nation now lie on this Panzer IV. You what? He picks up the T-70 on a mine? Nice. Nice. So Spander gets the T-70, but it all comes down to this Panzer IV here. if he gets caught off guard by tank hunter partisans, as we've seen so many times, then this is going to be over. But he might not. What's this? Ah. Oh, this is really annoying. Oh, it's a demo charge, right. Oh god, that's in a sick position as well. Price is just a monster. It's like trying to fight an octopus or something, you know? It's got 8 arms constantly assaulting you. This is so dangerous. Okay, here comes the Panzer IV, and the Pack Gun's also in position. There could be, yeah, brutal hits. The demo charge here is going to be niftily avoided by the Panzer IV. And this Panzer IV is now totally in the rear armour of the... Oh! T-34 gets picked off. Spander. I can't help but cheer for the underdog. And Spander's going to overrun into the base. This is so risky. Spander, have you learned nothing? Have you learned nothing about the mines in the base? He's going to get lucky this time, but damn, I mean, oh, this is so risky, I guess. Like, I mean, here come the tank hunter partisans. They're going to grenade Shrek you, and then you're going to lose the Panzer IV. Oh, I don't like this at all. Oh, no. Spander, why? Oh. I mean, he wanted the snipers, that much is evident, but you know what? A Panzer IV is worth way more than snipers, so even if he got that trade, I don't like this at all. He was always going to lose this Panzer. There's no way you can dive into a partisan player's base with a Panzer IV and reasonably expect it to survive. It's not a thing you can ever expect. Now, somehow he's actually getting this damn Panzer IV out of here. I have no idea how. An MG42 gets set up. No, he's not going to save the Panzer IV, is he? Jesus. Spander getting so lucky, like, oh. In fact, you know what, Price could still, no, the building has been destroyed. He could spawn tank hunters out of this building, maybe. I mean, I'm just looking for opportunities where Price could spawn buildings from, but, okay. Oh, yeah, here they come, there we go. Yeah, that'll be it then. Spander, wow, whoop, bang. It takes another hit, Jesus. Oh no, abandoned, really? Oh, Spander, I feel for you, buddy. Now we've got a Soviet Panzer IV on the field with an Su-85 coming out to back it up. I mean, Spander, buddy, really. I appreciate the tenacity, and somehow he's still actually out on the map doing stuff. Like, actually, the Pack Gun is... Yeah, the Pack Gun in a nice position. Oh, Spander. Oh, Spander. Oh, Spander picking up a squad wipe here as well on the tank hunter partisans. Oh, wow, and the MG42 somehow doing work. Spander, if he hadn't have just thrown that Panzer IV away, he'd actually be looking good now. That's the shame of it, you know? Oh. Oh, well, I mean, he's not going to GG yet, and he's definitely not dead somehow, so, I mean, let's see what Spander can get done. This Su-85, by the way, is like a total blank. So, you know, it's nice insurance against future German money units, future German armoured units, but... Like, this Su-85 is doing almost nothing right now. He can set it to focus sight, I guess, and give him some extra... Oh, he loses the MG42. And give him some extra... He's going to lose the Panzergrounds as well. And give... The Su-85 can give Price some extra, you know, scouting, extra line of sight, but... no way is this Panzerground going to... Oh, he gets out, that's amazing. But yeah, no way is this Su-85 going to provide any kind of value. It is mostly just going to be providing scouting at best. That's a blank unit, so if you ignore the Su-85, what we have right now is a game where it's a squad of 3-star Panzer Grenadiers with no upgrade, a squad of Ostrupen, 3-star, a squad of Pioneers with a Minesweeper, and a Pack Gun, right, against 2 squads of Soviet Engineers with Sweepers, 5 Partisan squads, and a Partisan Tank Hunter squad. Pardon me. So, I mean, you don't have to be a genius caster. Let's rephrase that. You don't have to be Magpie to figure out that this is a fight that's in Price's favour. God, I'm so modest, aren't I? That was, of course, brutal sarcasm. I'm by no means a genius caster. But yeah, I mean, look at the minimap. Price is just marshalling the map right now. I mean, you know, 257, 255 tickets. You know, that represents time here for Spander, who's up to like 7... Spander's gone idle. He's not there. Ah, right. Okay, so for those of you who play StarCraft 2, this is the equivalent of when you're playing against Terran and you're winning, and they just lift off all their base buildings and float them all to the different corners of the map and hide them everywhere. And there's no way they can win, and you're still going to win because you can just build a unit to go and kill them all, but it's going to take you enough time to tech up to an air unit to go and hunt them down, and enough time to hunt down the bloody buildings themselves, which have considerable health, that it's just really annoying for the opponent of the Terran player, you know? I mean, and the Terran player, meanwhile, has gone to make a cup of tea, you know? There's no skin off his nose. So this is sometimes RTS games, and this is a well-known phenomenon. Sometimes RTS games become not about how to win and how to defeat your opponent. They just become about how much you can annoy and frustrate your opponent. And right now, Spander taking this to the Company of Heroes 2 extreme, which is just by leaving and going AFK. So that's why we see him not doing anything right now. You know, it's not exactly sportsmanly, but I suppose it is his right. And we are here in a ladder game, so he can do what he likes. I'm not going to sit through this and cast it all for you guys, because let me tell you, now more is going to happen. Captain Price has won this game and will defeat Spander. So, yeah, a fantastic and interesting game between the two players. Price well ahead for the majority of it. This Partisan Tactics Commander is the real deal. It is so beefy, and it really did allow him to just dominate this game almost from, you know, like the 3rd or 4th minute onwards. Note as well the opener for Price, which was Engineers into Sniper into Medics. A little unusual, but yeah, it worked. CoH2 going to be coming out here for him to help him kill the base faster. So yeah, really nice. You know, I've actually never used the Partisan Doctrine, so I think I'm going to go onto the ladder and start doing this. It looks really fun. So yeah, fantastic game here by Price. Spander, you know, tenacious and a good player. I've seen him play well in the past, but in this instance, the Panzer IV was way too aggressive, and there were a couple of other times where his units were just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and they really shouldn't have been there, and that led to a lot of squad wipes. You know, it also led to some nice pickups. His ambitious plays led him to get a lot of nice pickups. You know, he was able to pick off the T-34. He got the T-70 by having his Pioneers way out placing mines. He was able to pick off the Panzer IV, which got stolen using his pack gun from this position. However, he just needs to distinguish slightly more between like being ambitious and going for like slightly risky pickups and just going for like trades that will never ever come out in his favor, such as with that Panzer IV. So yeah, yeah, good game. I'm gonna go hop into the live games lobby and bring you guys another, because casting is just awesome and I'll enjoy it. So for now, this is Magpie 842 signing out, but of course, stay tuned for more soon.